I feel so good, I feel so numb.
And now, from the Cave of Wonders and recorded live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Flores, and you are listening to the Rain Man Show. We took a week off. We did manage to give you guys we gave the listeners a bonus show to kind of tide them over a bit, right?
We were gone in person.
Yeah.
We were never gone in spirit.
Yeah, so we are back again. Seems like we're taking we're kind of on again, off again, right?
It's probably not good, because apparently people keep dying, and horrible things happen every time we take time off.
There's a lot of things that happen while we're away. And I remember last week, I'm sitting in my studio working on some audio, and I'm just gritting my teeth because I needed to go live, because I see things, all these things happening. The sky is falling. Kathy Griffin is holding the head of Trump.
That's something from, like, a Game of Thrones scene.
That's Gladiator. That's 300.
Yeah. This is like when it's all hell's broken loose. You're holding up severed heads and just it's chaos.
If this was 300 years ago, we would have been praising Kathy Griffin.
Well,
we would have been throwing her food and grapes and wine. She is our hero. She is our hero.
Let's not get crazy.
Throw her some hot men with big penises. She would be the winner.
That's sad. So we've come a long way.
Yeah. We're in a big giant loop. We're stuck in a continuous loop.
A ride on hell that we'll never get off on.
Yeah, and then Bill Maher drops the N-word.
Salty?
Yeah. Who drops the N-word, Andrew?
Bill Maher?
Yeah.
I have to believe that was a joke. Like, the whole time you actually did that, because that was the one week I wasn't here. There's no fucking way you struggle that much.
And honestly, man, I don't know where I fall. It's kind of... I had to do a lot of soul searching over the last few days. And I don't know where my opinion truly falls when it comes to Kathy Griffin and Bill Maher. They are comics. They're in a special bracket of where they can do things and say things within their arena of fun. Obviously, we don't want Kathy Griffin walking down the streets of Boston, popping off at the mouth, racist remarks, chopping people's heads off and being threatening. That's not the arena for it.
But it's not exactly comedy at that point.
Right. So I've been doing a lot of soul searching because a lot of people have been really shaking their fingers at both of these individuals. And I start scratching my head because I'm like, we say far worse things than anything they've done.
Yes.
I mean, if you guys remember, the Pope was baptizing people with the sweat underneath his balls. So I can't be a hypocrite and say I'm offended by anything they've done.
Well, there's a difference, I think. Well, one, comedians are always meant to push the boundaries. If they didn't push the boundaries, we'd never know where they lie. There's always going to be somebody, and it doesn't matter how long ago this was or today or in the future, you always have somebody that's going to try and go too far.
Right.
So some of that is this.
Yeah.
But I think also it matters. There's a difference between pushing the boundaries and just, are you just even funny, or are you just being...
I think the biggest problem with the Kathy Griffin scenario is it just wasn't funny. It's I kind of liken it a little bit to what Kramer did, Michael Richards did when he was doing a stand-up, where he just started insulting the people in the crowd and calling them the N-word.
Yeah.
It just wasn't funny.
That's a different thing, and I think that's what that's to me is the only time it's okay to be mad at a comedian.
Right.
Not if you didn't find it funny.
You just got to make sure you're funny.
Exactly.
You can get away with almost anything as long as you're funny. And even if there are
Dave Chappelle.
Even if there's people that are offended by it, guess
fine.
what? You can be like, hey, you know what? That's what I do. It's in my wheelhouse. It's my career. That's what I do. The thing with Kathy Griffin, it just wasn't funny. If she was promoting some new tour that was a political tour, like a stand-up tour, like it was going to be a 37-city tour starting, in July, and it was going to be politically themed. And
or if she was just better at her job.
And then she were to do that photo shoot or that video where she lifts up the head of Trump, I could get behind that. I'm like, you know what? You're promoting a thing.
It's pretty ballsy, but,
And I think that's the biggest problem with it, is that it reeked of, like, desperation. Again, I'm not offended by it. I'm just trying to come up with reasonable excuses as to why so many people were turned off by it.
I think some of it, dude, honestly, this is from me, and this is somebody who's on this show and isn't offended. You can say anything, and I will not care. But I think some of it is just people are getting tired of some of the subject material. Our news has done Donald Trump every day for the last 2 years. We need our comedy to be something different at this point.
I definitely agree. And I think I said this a few weeks ago with SNL. And no, I said this when I was defending myself. When one of our listeners was talking shit to me on Twitter and said, hey, did you drink the Trump Kool-Aid because you're no longer making fun of him? I didn't drink the Trump Kool-Aid. The problem is that everybody, even people who aren't comics or in the entertainment business where their business is to make people laugh, they're all doing Trump. They're all making jokes. It's not just low hanging fruit.
It's rotten fruit on the ground.
Yeah, the fruit has fallen. People are picking up and saying, hey, so-and-so's making some pretty good waves over there and some ratings. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I mean, for fuck's sake, we have a show now on Comedy Central called The President's Show. And it's an entire parody of Trump.
And how long is that going to last? That is clearly one of Comedy Central's doomed to failure shows, because it's not based on anything genuinely funny, but just something topical that will eventually become old.
And that's why I don't find SNL funny as well. I mean, first off, they haven't been funny in years? in over a decade. Yeah. And the things that are making headlines is the Trump stuff. And it's two people. I mean, Alec Baldwin isn't even on the show.
Yeah.
To me, Alec Baldwin is better than that. And the guy has fallen victim to the social media accolades he's receiving, and now he's popping up all the time. I'm like, Alec, you are a fantastic Oscar-nominated actor. What the hell are you doing 2-bit C- parodies?
Yeah. That's going back to middle school to ace the class.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's now famous for that impersonation.
It is that. I mean, the guy's been around for how many years? And this is what he's managed to amount his career to. This is what he's the Trump impersonator.
You know who was also great for their impersonation of the president? Frank Caliendo. And what the fuck has he done?
I have no idea who that is.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Is he a Mexican though? Is he
He's a white dude who made fun of George Bush.
Wait, a white dude with the last name of Caliendo?
Yeah. He's Italian.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He was a stand-up comedian who did a lot of improv. He was big for just stuff with George Bush. He had a show on TBS that failed utterly, and now he shows up on Holmberg's Morning Sickness occasionally. Dude, that's what you're dooming yourself to if that's your whole shtick.
Yeah. This world better watch out. I mean, either in 4 years or 8 years, all these people who have risen to fame better find something new. They better find themselves some true talent, because once that happens, a lot of these people are going to have nothing to go to.
Yep.
Just nothing.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Let's see if you really do have talent. Jesus. Go back to acting, doing Oscar, worthy roles, Alec Baldwin.
Just doing anything else.
Have people forgotten that he called his daughter a little pig? Do you remember that fiasco?
I don't remember
how
that. How
everyone hated him because he called his daughter a little pig.
Yeah.
In a voicemail, and everyone hated him. Now, hey, he hates Trump. We love Alec Baldwin. He hates Trump like I do.
The internet has an attention span of 2 days. That's all that we pay attention to.
Yeah, and then we have the radicals over in the UK doing what extremists do, blowing people up. I mean, that's what people should be getting mad about.
It is.
Forget Kathy Griffin being a hack comic. Kathy Griffin being a hack comic, or radicals killing folk.
Which one's going to be on the front page?
Kathy Griffin.
Well, yeah, sadly today.
Kathy Griffin.
How about radicals killing Kathy Griffin, or the other way around? Kathy Griffin killing radicals.
Now, if Kathy Griffin had a radical's head that she chopped off, then maybe that's newsworthy.
Kathy Griffin as a radical killing people.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Any of these stories would, frankly, be more interesting.
Honestly, that's what we should do. Is just allow Kathy Griffin. This is the problem with society. We have too many voices because of social media and public opinion. Enough with the public opinion. Let's just do the old fashioned. Let's throw them in the arena and have them duke it out. Like, hey, Kathy Griffin, you failed miserably. Public opinion says they hate you. So let's not get rid of public opinion for this scenario here.
Let's bring back the gladiator days.
Yeah. And we'll have her duke it out with radical Islam.
Yeah. There's weapons in the middle. It's like Hunger Games and The Gladiator.
Hand
all at the
over
same
your
time.
prop sword, Kathy, and here's a real weapon.
Best of luck.
Go kill some baddies.
I'd watch that.
I would too.
She'd have more ratings than she's ever had.
Imagine.
I'd get happy if I imagined that.
That's the next CNN New Year's Eve special. Kathy Griffin versus Anderson Cooper.
The countdown clock.
Yeah.
To see who dies first.
Anderson Cooper's wins that hands down.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Murder.
Kathy Griffin's dead.
Are you not entertained?
So stupid. Oh, was that from? Was that Russell Crowe?
That's Gladiator.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then Wonder Woman fighting, people fighting over, liberalism, imperialism. Allegedly, white males are really upset with the woman-only screenings. Everything's
There were women-only
they're so
screenings.
threatened. They're so threatened. I don't know.
Yeah, everything's a hot button topic. Everything.
I don't.
Have you noticed that? Like, you don't give a fuck, but everyone else seems to
That's
care.
the thing is, it's gotten to the point where someone's like, I'm waiting for the news story. Local man sneezes too loudly, sent to 4 years in prison.
That's happened. Don't you remember last week when the guy sued his girlfriend for texting during a movie?
Oh, shit. That was pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
He must have been white.
Yeah.
When it gets to that point, no, Tony's absolutely right.
Yeah.
When it gets to that fucking point,
You don't see a black guy doing that?
no, he has ulterior motives at the end of the night, like everybody
the black guy
should
would have
have.
backhanded her.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, go ahead, bitch. Keep texting.
No, that's like, I'm curious.
After the movie, you're going to pay.
I'm curious, as a white male, Thomas, are you offended by the women-only screenings
He
of Wonder
doesn't
Woman?
even know about it.
I
Why are you
didn't even
asking
know.
him?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't-
Can I find a new second co-host, please? Someone that I can communicate with.
It just doesn't
Kathy
fucking
Griffin.
matter.
Could someone put that camera on me? I'm going to do a beheaded video of Thomas Cowley right now.
What did I do?
The fact that you don't even know the topics we're talking about.
No, I said I didn't know about the female only screening. I saw that we were talking about that.
Oh my
God. Yeah.
I've been in a cave trying to move out of my fucking house for the last month. I do not give a fuck what people are doing at the movie theater.
So you admit you're a caveman.
Oh my God. All right.
Just look at that beard.
And there's Andrew's 2 cents for the day.
Yeah.
Hey.
Can we pull the nose up? Can everyone shut up and let me talk? No, the Wonder Woman screening, it was with all seriousness, Thomas, apparently there was a woman-only screening in a couple cities, and a lot of people got mad about it because the alleged bias behind it. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I'm not one of those people who really care enough, I mean,
here's the thing. I don't personally really give a shit, but at the same time, the way I determine if something is wrong, whether it's segregating or something like that, is if you make it a all-white, all-male group, would people be mad?
Yeah.
If yes, then you did something wrong.
Right.
So this is still wrong. I just really don't fucking care. It's weird though, honestly.
This is a hot button topic, so I better be very careful right now.
Oh my God.
I don't have a problem with it personally. I don't care if a bunch of women want to get together and watch a movie. I mean, I don't care. I don't think it's hurtful. Like you see a lot of the conservative folks out there writing blogs about it on their news blogs and
it's
saying
propaganda.
that it's dangerous, it's more the same thing with the feminist agenda. I don't think it's dangerous. I think what it is, it is an agenda. So let's not pretend it isn't, because it is an obvious agenda push. It is.
But it's dumb.
There is an agenda. Don't fool yourself into thinking that there isn't an agenda attached to it. There is an agenda attached to the entire notion behind it, the idea behind it. But I don't think it's dangerous. I don't think it's hurting anybody. But I think if you really research into what feminism was really about, in the 60s, you have these women fighting for equal footing.
Not superiority.
Not looking to, they didn't want to be segregated in their own groups. And I think if you look at the big picture as a whole, not just the Wonder Woman screening, which is fine, but if you look at everything that's happening as a whole, a snapshot of the safe spaces, black studies where white people aren't allowed, and you have, Mexican-only folkloreo classes and no white people allowed. I think if you look at the snapshot, I think you start seeing an agenda push that's just kind of backwards and
misguided.
I don't even know if it's misguided. It's just backwards and goes against the very definition of equality. And you're self-segregating yourself, which in the 60s and the 70s, this is something that they were fighting against, about coming out of the shadows, not being secluded, being at one united voice. And I think when you look at it that way, I just think it's backwards. I think it's silly.
It absolutely is backwards.
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's malicious. I just think it's backwards. I think you have a lot of people that have hearts in the right place, but they're not really thinking it out and saying, well, this is exactly what we were fighting against, and now we're just going to do it because we're going to celebrate pro-womanhood of a movie that has nothing to do with feminism. No matter how bad you want it, Wonder Woman had nothing to do with the feminist agenda.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman has been around for decades. Her story has always been what it is. There was no agenda push. And I'm saying this to the conservatives out there as well who were griping and complaining, because it wasn't. It was just an effing movie about a person who just happened to be a woman.
The thing to me is, you're right, it doesn't really matter. It's not like that harmful necessarily, but absolutely there's an agenda. Because if this was Sex and the City or Bridesmaids, woman-only screening, people wouldn't really care so much. It'd just be part of the shtick. But the thing is, like you said, this is deliberately stepping against what they are trying to do. The groups that want to have a unisex bathroom are also the groups that are saying no men are allowed at this screening. And Wonder Woman here's a prime example of how you can have men and women come together and be like, yeah, this person is a fucking awesome hero.
Right.
And at this rate, with this amount of segregation that we keep instilling on ourselves, you will see black and white fountains again. You will see that.
Yeah.
That's what we're moving towards.
I don't know, man. Like, a part of me wants to agree with you and look at it as...
I feel like it's going that far
But that's
back.
also doing what the other people are saying, and the sky's falling, and I don't think that's the case. I think it's a group of individuals that are trying to do the right thing, and they're not grasping the understanding of what feminism is. And I feel foolish being a male talking about this, but to be plain and simple, I understand it. And the people who are self-segregated don't.
No.
You know, you're not going to see me as a Mexican. I mean, people forget that Mexicans went through the same shit. I mean, my grandmother and my mother as a child were not even allowed to see a movie in the same room as the white folk. They had to sit in the balcony section.
And those seats
this is a reality. Mexicans face the exact same thing. Do you see my grandmother and my mother now segregating themselves in a balcony-only seating for Mexicans? No, they're not! This is the wetback section over here.
How much?
We're gonna... You know, I don't want that.
No, you shouldn't.
I've been in chains for far too long.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe they serve free popcorn.
No, it'd be free tamales.
Hey, the Rain Man Show will be right back.
Have you ever wanted something so bad that you do just about anything for it? Well, that's exactly how we feel about you. That's right. AdamandEve.com wants you so bad. We're giving you 10 free gifts with your first order. You heard me right. That's 10 free gifts to spice up your love life. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, an adventurous toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. That's 10 free gifts for you shy types who've never tried Adam and Eve before. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code DEAL30 at checkout, and you'll get all 10 free gifts, including free shipping. That's offer code DEAL30. That's DEAL30 at AdamandEve.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Rain Man Show on Rain Man Digital with your host, Michael Flores.
So I went to the Jamba Juice right around the corner from my house.
Okay.
And I've now become addicted to going there. And not because of what you may think. It's not because of the latest mix-in that they have.
That's not what I thought.
Yeah, it's not.
No, I know you. Who they hired somebody, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's some hot chick there. That's why you go to Jamba Juice.
No, I go there for the Razzmatazz large with extra protein, okay?
He goes there for conversation.
Yes.
To give someone else some extra protein.
No, there is, kudos to the management over there. They hired the hottest Muslim woman I've ever seen. I mean, burqa and all. She's wearing like the little Jamba Juice shirt with little buttons, extra, like actually unbutton a bit. I'm like, what's the point of wearing a burqa if you're really showing some cleavage here? I drive by it every day, to be serious here, not because I'm stalking her. I drive by the Jamba Juice every day. You're not
making a convincing case for yourself.
Come on here. Hold on a second.
Drive by it every day.
I drive by every day because I'm on my way home from the gym. It's right on the corner from my gym. So I go over there. But the first time, that's not the story, Thomas. You're distracting me. The story is that the first time I saw her. That's the first.
This is going to get real weird.
Yeah.
The first time I saw her, I felt...
You wanted to convert.
I was caught off guard. And I probably looked like a weirdo because I ordered my drink from an ugly Mexican guy at the counter. His name is like, I think...
Was it a self-service kiosk with a mirror?
Yeah, we'll get to you in a second, Andrew.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
For him, that was fucking good.
Never. See what I was talking about during the anniversary show? The reason why people laugh at Andrew's insults is because no one else does it themselves.
Well, I was just calling you a sexual creep. Just not as a good way.
Timestamp this, Dustin Lucas, because that bit will be on the next anniversary show. No, so anyways, I was looking at, I think his name was like San Francisco something, very typical cliche Mexican name. And I ordered my peanut butter mood is what I order.
Okay.
With extra soy protein and L-glutamine and multivitamin as well. I add that. And I walk to my chair and I start going through my social media, and I'm a millennial at heart because I'm looking down at my phone, not paying attention to anything. And all of a sudden I hear someone walking up to me, and I look up, and it's the Muslim woman handing me my peanut butter mood. And I don't look at the peanut butter mood. I look right at her in her face because I was caught off guard. Because she's wearing a burqa. I'll just be honest. You know, we live in Arizona. We don't see it a lot.
It's not very common here.
And then I was like, holy shit, she's hot. I was like, she's really attractive. And I kept staring at her because, you know, like you think things go fast in your mind, but in actuality, like 30 seconds probably had passed by.
You had like that Scrubs slow motion Fast Times at Ridgemont High moment in real life.
I felt like I was in a sitcom. Like all of a sudden she's snapping her fingers. You're Michael, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah. She's like, your peanut butter mood is ready. And I'm like, oh, thank you for this peanut butter mood. And she made it sound sexy too. Your peanut butter mood is ready. I just felt like number one, I felt like a bigot that I was so amazed at how hot a Muslim woman could be.
You're also using the wrong word for that.
What word is it supposed to be? And back away from the effing mic.
It would be.
Why is he booming louder than me? He sounds like God right now in the studio.
I know. He comes in like
the
shadow.
Behold, the autism is strong.
Okay.
So a burqa is a full body covering.
That's what she was wearing.
With eye covering as well.
Okay.
So it's head to toe, nothing. What you're probably thinking of is a hijab, which is just a normal headscarf.
A hand job? I was thinking about that. You're right.
Or a kimar, which goes down to mid-back.
Go ahead. You want to no, you want to correct me more? You want to disrupt my story to correct me on cultural... cultural what? Clothing? What'd you call it?
Cultural insensitiveness, calling everything a burqa?
Wait. Insensitiveness.
Insensitivity, yes, you got me there.
Sensitivity.
Okay, look, at least I can speak. I may not understand all the clothing attire of certain religious cultures, and I do apologize for that.
But honestly, he was already being creepy, so getting the clothing wrong wasn't really a deal breaker anymore.
I understand. I think the big problem here is that I'm going to Jamba Juice every day because I'm amazed that a Muslim woman is so hot underneath the burqa, or I'm sorry, the hand job.
And you're like, you can be a perv, but you better get your words right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the rule?
Slow down, Michael. You can stalk and maybe even, diddle her, but you better be respectful.
Their cultural clothing.
You better make sure you know what you're taking her off of her body.
God's watching through the Jamba Juice.
Yeah. Okay, so the burqa is the full body one.
Correct.
I don't know. I find the whole thing kind of sexy. I used to think it was kind of But nowadays, after I met the Jamba Juice gal, Is that better, Andrew? Gal?
Fine by me.
Yeah, I'll say that. Because the Muslim girl sounds like my redneck grandfather.
It does sound better, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the... What was
Jamba Juice gal.
Oh, the Jamba Juice gal. Yeah, I mean, there's something incredibly sexy because the entire mystery behind it. You know, because I always think women are usually hotter with their clothes on. That's my own fetish. You know, usually the fun's over when the clothes are off. Do you not agree?
I get what you're saying. I can understand what you're saying.
You're like completely staring at me like, dude, you're just stop.
No, I'm the opposite of that, but I understand.
You don't like Muslims?
No, I prefer that. I don't like
white girls.
I don't get into the keeping the clothing on. That doesn't do anything for me.
Oh, okay.
I prefer it where there's no clothing at all.
Come here, I'm gonna rip all your clothes off.
Yeah, that's how I said that. No, but I get what you're saying though. Some people have fetishes for, like you said, keep the skirt on or lingerie or things like that, and that's a slight degree. And you're saying, and I think it's also just that it's different. Like you said, at this point, it's different now.
Yeah.
And with a click away, you can see literally anything you want. Yeah. So that might be some of it.
Click away. I wonder if they have burqa porn.
Oh, they Jesus.
Do. There you go.
The autistic encyclopedia over here fucking knew within a heartbeat. He's faster than Google when it comes to stupid ass shit.
Yeah. When it comes to information that's not really relevant.
That no one asked for. That.
All on me.
Jesus God.
I gotta check it out. Because even there's a lot of these, I don't even know the proper way to say this. I keep sounding like a racist.
You're already this far.
There's a lot of Muslim girls that work out at the gym too, and they wear the hand job as well.
Oh my God!
Can someone send me the phonetics on that so I can look at it and I'll pronounce it right?
I'll do it.
Yeah, because this is a shtick. I don't know what it's called.
There's a lot of them at your gym.
There's a lot of them at the gym, and they work out, and I kind of admire the fact that's how devoted they are to this faith. That they're at a gym in 115-degree weather. Because I would be saying sayonara to Allah as soon as it hit 115. I'd be like, guess what, Allah? No God is going to make me wear a full body gear in heat in summertime. And not only that, let's take it up a notch. And I'm going to go to the gym and work out and get really hot.
Helps shed that water weight.
Yeah. I always look at they work out with their husbands too. And their husbands always, they're like a police officer on duty.
They're watching you, motherfucker.
Like, they do not. They remind me of the old school Mexican men who never wanted you to look at their wife or their girlfriend. They would get really mad. Yeah. Like, the girlfriend's working out in a burqa and she's doing leg curls where she's laying down on her stomach. And I'm not a pervert. I'm not staring. I'm walking. I'm minding my own business.
You're at the gym though. Your eyes are going to wander. It's just
I just look around,
natural.
And the guy thinks I'm looking at his girlfriend or his wife.
You looking at my bird?
He stands in front of the equipment and blocks her ass, and then crosses his arms like the mall cop Paul Blart, like he's going to protect her.
Because you're a rapist waiting to happen.
Yeah,
right.
The white devil. Unfortunately,
that's
a lot
my
of people,
shtick.
A lot of people think I'm white sometimes.
You're brown devil.
White is right, yo. Never mind. Move on.
God damn it.
On.
Can you just keep your mouth shut, Andrew? Today is not your show. You're not on
fire.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what? When we get the money and we move into a bigger studio, I'm going to make sure we have a separate room. And
I like this idea already.
Andrew will be in that separate room, and he will have a computer. We'll have gay porn on the wall if he wants it, so he can be happy back there. I'm not into being cruel as an employer.
No, you want to have their spirits up.
Yeah, but keep him out of there. I don't want to look at him. I don't want to smell his stinky food.
Or the cheese he keeps fucking bringing in.
The cheese that he offers, or his sap stories. In fact, I'm going to give him his own little personal door as well to the studio. Like, he's not going to come through the regular studio. He's going to have his own door he goes through.
Door into that studio.
I don't even want to see him. I'll put him on Skype, on Hangouts during the show. And I'll wire a mic through the wall. And I'll turn it on only when I need to ask him something.
There you go. The rest of the time is just off.
Yeah. And then when we do news, because he does, even though he can't read, he doesn't derail the show very much.
Yeah. Today he has been basically, it's like throwing a pipe wrench at you as you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
That's what he's been doing today.
I can imagine Andrew in his own room, and then he starts bringing in cheese of the week.
Oh.
So I actually found a subscription box that does cheese.
No.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
God damn it.
I planted that seed.
All right. So since you guys took me here, I just got to go in it now. I just gotta go in raw. Andrew, I'm doing the video cast because it took me a while to edit the anniversary show because David really fucked up the video. I haven't had a chance to talk to him because I don't want to browbeat him and put him into a more of a funk. I said, but he really messed up the video. Like he missed things that should have been shot, and I don't understand because we had 2 cameras, and I specifically remember him pointing and shooting at it during the actual action. So I spent a lot of time trying to edit the video. So I rewatched it, and the funniest thing on the video, and I made sure I found a reason to put it into the best of for Patreon subscribers, the video cast. Andrew, in the middle of us going through the evidence to get him off the trial of the century, to get him off the show, I started playing the bit. And it was Tony talking first. And no one caught it during the show, but I caught it on video. Andrew started talking to Tony. And it wasn't Tony speaking. It was the soundbite. And
you
no one else
fucking retard.
I hope you have this recorded.
Nobody else caught it.
Oh my God.
Nobody else caught it, but he turns and starts talking to Tony.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you're an idiot.
I've done that before, though, haven't I?
Yes. You have done it before. You've talked.
I'm a fucking retard.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair statement. Like, Jesus.
So I spent a lot of time trying to edit the video. So I rewatched it, and the funniest thing on the video, and I made sure I found a reason to put it into the best of for Patreon subscribers, the video cast. Andrew, in the middle of... He's not going to fall for it.
No, I know. I was so hoping to.
Because last time on our show, he's done this before. He has a history of speaking to things that aren't there.
Yeah.
Like he one time we were checking the audio when we have audio issues. I started playing the audio feed so we can all hear it. And he actually starts talking to the audio feed. And we all caught him that time.
Oh, it's sad. But it's funny.
Yeah.
It is.
Make sure you guys look for that on the Patreon best of from the anniversary show. You'll notice that Andrew turns and starts talking to Tony. And then he realizes that Tony's not talking. And he looks around to see if anyone saw him.
He was probably thinking, how's Tony throwing his voice?
Yeah. I got to see this. This sounds awesome.
No, it's not. Not for reasons that you think. And also, the video is an interesting thing. I don't know if I like it.
What do you mean?
Because I have to edit. I wouldn't mind it if I don't have to watch it. I look at the video and I see people's reactions to the things that's being said. And you guys all make the most oddest faces when I speak.
You stare at me like the whole fucking time.
But your reactions sometimes are like you don't what the your face literally looks like there's something wrong with Mike.
Yeah.
Andrew will make faces of hatred. And he sighs.
Yes, he
and
does.
He looks down and he gets angry about random topics, about things that he should be getting mad about.
Again. Fuck.
The only person I like is Tony because he just has a straight blank stare. I like it.
It's because Tony half the time is just out on the other planet.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear the crickets at times with Tony.
I like it. Yeah. I'm okay with it. I like blank stares.
Yeah.
I like my women like that. I like my men like that. I like my hand job wearers like that.
Oh.
It all goes back.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle jerk.
Oh. So, I don't know. Jamba Juice, Muslim girl. Pretty hot. Not going to lie.
I love your gym stories. I really do.
Yeah, dude. Like, I've had some bad luck. First off, we have the Muslim guy trying to beat me up for looking at his woman working out, which I wasn't.
Right.
And then at I went to the press screening last night for The Mummy.
Right.
And I'm pretty comfortable with going to screenings because I've gone a lot.
Yeah.
So I know what to do. I walk in, I get my pass, I go in. So I go in, I look for the pass isn't there. I know what theater screen it's going to be playing. So I walk in, the usher bum rushes me.
Really?
Like runs at me and like gets in front of me. Look, he's going to fight me. He's like, "Who? You can't go in there. They're doing a screening right now. They're doing a final touches on the screening."
The fuck do you think
and I looked at him and I said, and I just kind of backed away. And Ryan started laughing because Ryan, he's a troll. He starts laughing. He's like, "Dude, that guy was going to hit you. He's going to fight you." I'm like, the guy takes his job way too serious.
Yeah.
And I actually complained to the PR company. I'm like, I come here as a favor to you guys because that's why they give free screenings.
Yeah.
They give free screenings because they want people to talk about the movie. And I wrote an email today and I said the whole entire thing was disorganized. which I've never had that issue before. I've never had a disorganized screening. And I wrote an email explaining to her that the entire thing was disorganized. Then I had a ghetto-ass vato
nearly assault me
because I was trying to get my pass to go into the screening.
Right.
And she apologized and said it won't happen. The whole thing was a cluster. We had a guy in a wheelchair directing people in the wrong theater. When I walked in, he's like, hey, what are you guys here for? I'm like, we're here for the screening. Oh, it's theater 23. I'll go on through. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I go into theater 23 and there's no screening. There's no screening for The Mummy. There's a huge ass line. So I come back and the guy says, oh, I told you the wrong room. I'm like, okay, I'm pressed. He's like, well, they're waiting in line outside of 23. I'm like, okay.
Not the press.
And then another woman comes up and tells me, oh, he's telling you the wrong thing. It's in theater 1. I'm like, you guys are disorganized. And if the guy wasn't handicapped with no legs, I probably would have went to town on him.
Because you're getting beat up by the usher.
I had a vato and a handicap trying to kill me.
You sure you're in a movie theater?
Yeah. Fuck me up. That's what happens when you go to the wrong side of town for screenings. And I usually don't go to these screenings when they're in the parts of towns that I don't want to go to. And this was one of them. It was in Central Phoenix, which I already know isn't going to be the best place.
Yeah. I'm
like, why are you putting screenings here? And I understand it's based on demographics and the people who are going to like the movie you're going to see. I get that because they also give away, for the radio stations, the local, tanning booths. Everybody in town usually has at least 3 or 4 tickets to give away. So you have press screening and then you have the public screening.
Right.
And I don't want to be in the public. I don't want to be with the public. I want to be just press. It should be a press only theater. I don't want stinky neighborhood normal people. I don't want to be around stinky normal neighborhood people. Is that wrong?
No, because I'm in the same boat now. I've been spoiled by the screenings, and now when I go to like a regular theater, or if I know the theater who's giving away the screening, what time and day it is, I know what kind of crowd I'm going to be around. And the whole time, I love the ones where it's like me and 12 other critics, and you just get to sit.
Yeah.
It's fucking silent.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled by that now.
Yeah, I want to be behind the velvet rope. I want to feel important.
Yeah.
I don't want to be threatened.
You've worked hard for it.
Yeah, by Vato Juan or Handicap Jones. Like,
Unless you buy some popcorn.
I don't want to be insulted. I want to just enjoy my movie, which, by the way, I saw The Mummy.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so good.
Okay.
It was really good. And it kind of bums me with some of the negativity that I see on...
It's been really mixed from what I've heard.
Yeah. And I don't understand why. And it might have been because... It might be because of Tom Cruise. For some reason, ever since 2004 or 2005, when he was overly excited about being engaged to Katie Holmes, he did a few lunatic things. And since then, it was literally 16 or 17 months of his life, of his entire career. And since then, there's this weird negative connotation that's now attached to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the guy hasn't been like this in almost 8-9 years now. And he was only like that for a few months.
He's still a good actor.
And I think a lot of it has to do with that, with Tom Cruise. Because people follow the trends, as we know, with the Trump Kool-Aid and people all going after the low-hanging fruit. People go after those easy low-hanging fruit jokes. That's everything I see in reviews. Oh, Tom Cruise is a lunatic.
Well, that's the thing.
Tom Cruise jumps on couches. I'm like, this isn't about The Mummy. He doesn't jump on a couch in The Mummy. His personal life has nothing to do with the movie. The movie's good. Go see it.
I know a lot of people that stayed away from Edge of Tomorrow because of
and
Tom
was that
Cruise.
not a fantastic movie?
Who saw it it's a great movie. So
Tom Cruise very rarely in his 40 years of acting, he has not really done any duds.
He's a good actor. He knows a good project when he sees it.
And he's more of a big, I don't want to say he's like a fantastic actor like Daniel Day-Lewis, but he's a capable actor who understands the business, and he only puts himself in movies that he knows are going to perform well. He finds the right vehicle, the right project for him.
You're right. He's not like Daniel Day-Lewis or Kevin Spacey necessarily, who becomes the character they are in. It's very at least rare for him, but he always picks either a project he knows is going to be good, or you can tell is made with quality, or he knows he's capable of playing that role.
Yeah.
And that should be respected at the very least.
Yeah. The Mummy was a good movie. It's very different than the 1999 movie that everyone keeps talking about, acting like it's the best thing ever and why they're remaking it. And first off, it's not really a remake, number one. Number two, they're very different beasts, completely different beasts. And I think you can enjoy this one. And when you know what they're doing with it, they're creating the entire monster universe, the dark universe, the dark universe, Universal's monsters. They're bringing them back. And this was kind of the kickoff to that new cohesive storyline, much like Marvel and DC and Star Wars is doing with their movies. They're going to try to create that interconnected world of movies.
And I'm guilty of that because I love the Brendan Fraser, the first two Mummy movies. And I thought this was a reboot of that at first. But then when I heard what they were trying to do, that it's the, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, the Wolfman.
It's very different.
That I'm okay with. Not just because I defend Brendan Fraser, because apparently he's my celebrity surrogate animal, but, but you can have two different things. And I think not enough people realize that it is a reboot of like the old Bela Lugosi monster movie.
Yeah. No, but I'm 3 for 3 now for summer movies this year, and the summer's just started, and that's never happened in my entire, I think, adult life. I don't think I've ever seen 3 solid summer movies back to back.
Usually that's not the case in general.
Pirates of the Caribbean, solid movie. And again, these are summer movies, okay? So put them on a grading curve. Grade them that way. You're not going to, don't compare this to the latest.
Shawshank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't compare it to a Scorsese film or a Lars von Trier film. These are summer movies. And as summer movies go, Pirates of the Caribbean, solid. A return to form. Probably the best movie since the first one. Wonder Woman, solid movie. Hot chick in it. Hot Jewish chick.
Yeah, shalom.
And then The Mummy. 3 movies in a row, man. And it's only June 7th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still got more movies coming down the pipe.
A lot more movies. I'm very judgmental. I hate movies. And I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of the trolls that are going on Rotten Tomatoes and posting troll posts when they haven't even seen the movie yet. And they're talking about how bad it is. I'm like, have you even seen the movie yet?
No, people bomb those movies just because.
Yeah, then you have IndieWire, where their headline for their review this morning was Tom Cruise's worst movie. Dude, you work for IndieWire, man. You're a so-called journalist. Can you not come up with some better verbiage? Something a little more clever. And the review nowadays, like, critics need critics.
Yeah.
Like, I need to start a new business. A critique for your critique. Because there is no critique anymore. Do you remember when you used to pick up the paper back in the day? You might be a little too young, but when Siskel and Ebert and all the local journalists that did their movie reviews for the town used to have solid reviews written in the newspapers. Siskel and Ebert had great reviews in their magazines, newspapers, as well as the websites back in the day, even as early as 1997, 98. And they used to talk about movies from an objective approach, meaning they talked about technical achievements. They talked about visual effects. They talked about what the movie did right in terms of writing. And if none of those things were there,
it was fun.
And let's say if none of those things were there, let's say it totally sucked, then they would talk about why. Well, the movie suffered from poor writing, and it had terrible visual effects. It looked like a bunch of monkeys worked on this film. Now, if you read these new reviews, they are nothing but wannabe, witty
They're
bloggers
hacks.
that don't understand movies. They don't even the thing about these critics back in the days, they knew movies. They knew the business.
Yeah.
They knew why you had to do certain things in summer movies. They understood the writing mechanics of a screenplay and the format and the craft. They understood it. So even if the movie wasn't their cup of tea, let's say they went to a rom-com that's just not your thing, but you have to have an objective look and actually review the movie based on what was there
its own merits within the genre it's in.
And you don't see that anymore in movies.
No.
In movie reviews, what you see is a diatribe of hate and wannabe clever lines that doesn't really show that they understand the movie industry and movie writing in general and the overall mechanics of what makes a movie.
Do you think that there's a market for that nowadays?
Yes. Yes, there's plenty of people who love movies, and I think we sometimes give people a bad rap in society, like we're all dummies. That's not the case. What happens, what the problem is that people are only dishing out shit, and I'm not talking about movies. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about I'm talking about reviews, blog sites, news. There's so much now that's being given to us that's subjective. There is no longer objective looks on things. And when you're going to look at a movie review, you want an objective look. I don't want to know that this guy just hates Tom Cruise or doesn't understand the mechanics and the writing of a horror movie or the Universal's monsters. And that's the reviews I was reading. The reviews show me that they understand nothing of the horror genre that this movie's supposed to be about.
It wasn't what they wanted, so it gets worst movie ever.
Right. They don't get
3 R's. And right there, that's Tom Cruise's worst movie. That's your title. You couldn't even go down the corny stock route with The Mummy mummifies Tom Cruise's career. Something, at least give it a B+ effort. No. You're just like, I didn't like it, and therefore it's terrible. 0 out of 10.
And I honestly believe, and Andrew asked me if he thinks there's a market for it, and I honestly believe that's why people come to our shows. I mean, I know that for a fact, based on email and feedback and tweets and Facebook posts, that the reason why people listen to our Supernatural: The Crossroads, the reason why people listen to Weird West Radio, the reason why people listen to our Critique Revolved and everything that we do in terms of television and movies, it's because of the technical insight that we offer. We don't just sit and troll. And if we do troll about something, we have something of value to offer as Exhibit A. This is why it sucked.
Yeah.
Because of this. Because X, Y, and Z. So yes, Andrew, there is a market for it.
You dick.
Going against our entire network. That's what I branded our network around, is technical
achievement
speak.
And understanding.
The understanding of the film and television industry. And then Andrew's all, is there really a market for that?
I was giving you the opportunity
I'm trying to sell
reiterate
our company, and I have the host not even understanding what we're doing on this network.
I was giving you the opportunity to reiterate why we're here.
This is like hiring somebody to work at Chipotle. Okay?
You sure you don't want a burger?
I'm like,
burritos suck.
Is there really a market for, like, hey, at the new meeting here, what we're going to do is we have this new idea for this new burrito. You guys heard of the barbacoa burrito? We're going to have barbacoa mixed with pork burrito with bell peppers, because market research shows that there's an audience for it. What do you guys think? Yes, it's good. Let's do it. All right, let's market it up. Then we're talking about it in front of people. I don't know, Ted. Do you really think there's a market for barbacoa with chicken burritos? And there's people in line already ordering it.
Yeah.
And you have an employee questioning if there's a market for it. That's what he just did to my listeners.
Hit him with a wrench.
I don't know, Michael. Is there really a market for people that like high quality audio podcasts with a lot of technical talk and insight information? Is there?
Why am I here?
What have you been doing for the last 4 years, Michael? This is why I hate Andrew.
I gave you an opportunity to reiterate the other shows that we have in the fucking network, so you can.
I love this show.
Andrew is the bane of Mike's existence now.
Do you get where I'm coming from, Tommy? Be honest.
Exactly what you're fucking talking about.
I'm going in a
because
direction.
That's exactly what
I'm going in a direction.
Yeah.
If you look at the next note, I'm talking about. I'm going to read my show notes.
Okay.
Big shout out to 451 and David Barron. Okay, and is dealing with them giving us a quote. They quoted things that I said and put it to promote one of their comic books. This is a big publishing company.
Yep.
And that's a huge thing. I was stoked when I saw Bobby this morning text message me and said, "Hey, look what I found on the next issue of Stained." And it's my quote.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and this is what I've been bitching. Anybody that's listened to our shows know I've been bitching that we don't get the credit.
Yeah.
We don't get credit for the things we do. I have James Purefoy tweeting me on Twitter telling me I understand television better than them.
And then Andrew's over here.
I'm going to start name dropping. John Worth has personal conversations with me because he loves my attitude towards the television industry and says I get it more than people actively involved in the industry. Is there really a market for it? No. I mean, that's all fine and good, Mike. That James Purefoy tweeted you, but who is James Purefoy? Is he even in a good show?
Oh, God.
What's the name of our show again, Mike?
I mean, that's cool and all, but who's James Purefoy? I mean, what's the last TV show he's done? That would be Hap and Leonard, Andrew. What? What's that? Is that some bullshit show.
Never heard of it.
On some small ass network. Actually, it's one of our biggest shows after Supernatural. What? What's Supernatural? Jesus Christ, Andrew.
Oh, he's silent.
Just like, Andrew, do you see what I'm talking about? Don't be a subjective critique blogger troll. Be objective. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes, I do.
Why do you do it?
I wasn't sure if you were going to go into the fact that we did a Mummy review over for our other show, Critique Revolve.
For what? Did you just rev your engine?
You did a review of the Mummy over on the other show on the network, Critique Revolve, and I wasn't sure if you're going to plug that, so I gave you an opportunity to do so.
Need your help plugging stuff.
I understand.
This is like,
Andrew
Thomas,
wants to help all
do you
men
remember
plug things.
Do you remember, Thomas, after a show a few weeks back when he brings up Weird West Radio in the middle of Rain Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then after the show, I look at Andrew, and usually I don't have conversations with Andrew after the show.
Or ever.
I look at my feet and I wait for him to exit the studio. Then I become a human being and I start talking to you.
Uh-huh.
And I look at him and say, Andrew, did you just... I said, okay, what were you thinking, Andrew, during the show when you plugged Weird West Radio on Rain Man? He said, I just wanted to give you a plug. I wanted to give your show a shout out. And I looked at you. We all started laughing because we all got it. Tony, you, and I, we all understood how stupid that sounds. You're trying to promote a show of mine on a show of mine.
Sure, but there may be listeners out there that don't know about Critique Revolve or Weird West or just, all right, fuck it.
But is there a market for that, Mike, though? What's this Weird West Radio nonsense? Yeah. Don't help me, okay? Show notes are there. When I need help, Thomas talks. It's true. Like, when I get up to do things, Thomas takes over and immediately starts talking. When I have audio problems, Thomas starts talking. Your job is to talk to Thomas if he needs help.
That's why when I look at you guys...
Do you remember the hierarchy in the Enterprise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, okay, there we go.
So let's go to the old school crew. You had Captain Kirk, you had Spock,
Right.
and then you had Scotty. He was the third in command. When nobody was... Oh, Sulu. No, you know what? Alternative. Let's say Scotty. Okay. Let's not get all technical here.
Right.
Star Trek nerds.
But we're close enough.
And, okay, I am obviously Captain Kirk.
Right.
I'm loud. I'm belligerent. I talk with weird pauses.
You want to bang all the weird women?
Absolutely.
Right.
Hand jobs and all. Thomas, you are obviously Spock.
Right. I don't understand things that a lot of other people do or common references. Bit too much of a nerd.
Yeah. And Tony is Scotty, third in command.
Belligerent drunk?
Yeah. Andrew.
I can't push that fist any further, Captain.
And Andrew is simply
a red shirt.
He's simply the
red shirt. He's a red shirt.
God damn it! Oh my
God! I wish I had your reaction on camera.
Oh my God, dude!
Bravo! Bravo!
What? I'm trying to get to that, and I was saying he's going to be miscellaneous red shirt 3, and he's all, I'm a red shirt.
I went for Mr. Sulu because,
listen, can you imagine? Again, let's go back to David Letterman. Okay, who's his right hand man?
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer. Okay, David Letterman's in the middle of his monologue, and he's about to do the punchline, and fucking Schaefer pipes in. And ruins the
That's
entire
not even
joke.
Schaefer. That's the fucking drummer in the back.
Yeah.
Of the live band. That's who's just piped up. That's the audience member.
Yeah. Jesus. God, Andrew. Every time, Thomas, I have on my personal notes, I use Google Keep to have side notes.
Yeah.
Just outside of your notes now. And I'm going to have to throw all notes on there. And you guys are going to have little headings. That's it. Because I can't trust Andrew.
No. He's shown that repeatedly.
And on my personal notes, I have a specific asterisk on my personal notes where it says, stay away from Andrew this week. because I didn't want to turn the show into this, even though people probably think it's funny.
I think it's
because
funny.
everyone loves when Michael gets angry and when Andrew shits on me. And I didn't want to go to it this week. And he drags me in every time.
Vortex,
every
dude.
fucking week.
It's the vortex. You drive past
I think I'm going to have to put Andrew on a schedule.
Like potty train?
No. I'm going to put him on a schedule. I think I'm going to alternate.
Ooh.
Lauren, Andrew. Andrew's in here every other week, or he's in here for 3 weeks and is off for 2 because it takes up my world.
For your mental sanity.
Maybe if I already put a camera in front of him so I don't see him at all. so I forget about him and it doesn't work. What if we just murdered him after the show? Yeah.
He survives the trial just to get murdered. Mob justice.
I think his dad would be okay with it. All right. We need to get into news. We're actually way over right now, and we have a lot of news to get through. So, Andrew, when you're ready, let's do this.
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
And now it's time for news with Andrew.
We start things off with a cop letting a driver go stoned. She drives into a river and dies. Dash cam footage of a traffic stop involving a woman who later died when her car went into the Missouri River has been released.
The what river?
Missouri.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. The footage was released on Tuesday as the Jackson County Medical Examiner's Office ruled that drug intoxication was a factor in 20-year-old Tony Anderson's accidental death. She reportedly had ethanol, cocaine, and amphetamines in her system, according to the Kansas City Star.
That's a party girl right there.
Not anymore.
Anderson went missing from North Kansas City on January 15th. The same night, she was stopped by a police officer for driving the wrong way. In the video, Anderson can be heard giggling and her speech is slurred as she tells the officer that she hasn't been drinking.
Was she hot?
I'm thinking she had to be.
Can you Google her name? Andrew, go ahead and continue.
I'm just really sick, she said. The cop told the University of Missouri Kansas City student to park and collect herself. Anderson, who was a strip club waitress, did not perform her sobriety test and was let go without a warning.
Wow.
Or rather,
Do you
let go
think her
with a
big
warning.
boobs probably played a hand in that?
Probably.
Yeah.
The police encounter was the last time Anderson was seen alive. Authorities found her body 2 months later on March 10th.
Lord.
Inside her submerged Ford Focus, 7 miles from the site of the traffic stop.
Wait, the entire car flew into a river and nobody saw it happen, and she was missing for 2 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, someone's going to lose a job,
Yeah.
all right?
That's some top-notch detective work as well. I mean, what county is this? How do you lose a car this day and age in a river?
Yeah.
In broad daylight?
Well, because they couldn't track the phone then. So they'd have to actually use their eyes, and that's way too much work.
Yeah, too much work. It's too much work. What else does it say, Andrew?
Cops don't tell people they think are intoxicated to go and collect themselves, her friend Mary Gillespie told the Kansas City Star.
He was attractive. I got some pictures here.
Yeah.
Really? Can you put him in the hip chat? Actually, post him on Facebook. I am.
Okay.
No, they are going to perform a breathalyzer test or other DUI testing, then determine if they need to take you in or not. That is all that New York Post has
Okay,
on the article.
so the family member was justifying for the cop, or saying the cop should have not let her drive?
I think she's saying that the cop should not have let her go.
Or she could be a responsible adult and not do all those drugs.
Yeah.
What else do we have in the news, Andrew?
An American lingerie football star celebrates a touchdown during victory match by shoving her face into a fan's cleavage.
I can get behind that.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. We should do that on this network.
We should go to a game.
Yeah, we should do a $12 tier. We'll hire some hot cheerleader. Or male cheerleader if you like men. You ladies out there.
I'll do it.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah, just read the news. Don't be funny. Read the news.
A scantily clad sports star found a unique way to celebrate a touchdown, sticking her face into a fan's cleavage. Shay Norton plays in the Legends Football League, originally called the Lingerie Football League, which sees teams of 7 women playing the contact sport while dressed in very skimpy shorts and bra tops.
I'm surprised this is still going on in this day and age with the social landscape that has changed drastically.
Yeah. I'm amazed. He's got to be making money hand over fist.
Oh, yeah. I would go.
I just said we should buy tickets for the Rain Man show.
I would definitely go.
Let's get sponsorship.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. Go ahead, Andrew. Continue.
Blonde Norton plays for the Seattle Mist and just had scored a 9-yard touchdown during her team's incredible 106-0 victory over Denver Dream when she decided...
What was the score again?
106.
Jeez. Wait, this is football?
Yeah.
Is this a real game?
Is it really football?
106 points. Is that even humanly possible in a football game?
Look, no one's paying attention to
the most you can score is what? 9 points? Tony, at one point? At one time?
7. No, 8.
No.
8 points.
Oh, 8, because you get the extra. You can do the
2-point conversion.
Yeah.
2-point conversion,
Yeah. All right, Andrew, continue.
In video footage, she is seen sprinting over to her cheering fans, who reach out to slap her on the shoulder and congratulate her. One man takes the celebration too far.
I'm sure they accidentally slapped her in the ass.
Yeah, one fan does take the celebration
Good job. Wait a second. Don't they do this in football? They grab asses? If I was the coach, I'd always do that. I'm like, good job today out there,
I know, let's get
ladies.
those showers.
Get between those ass cheeks. Really good, like. All right, continue with the news.
One man does take the celebration too far and smacks Norton on the bottom, but she ignores him and continues to celebrate.
There you go.
It is not known whether he was reprimanded for his behavior. Just when it looks as though the celebration is finished.
What a douche. I mean, I joke about it, but dude, there's a guy out there that
that's
actually
totally douchebag.
Was caught on TV forever smacking a chick's ass.
Yep.
Good job.
Good job, dude.
Yeah. What else does it say?
Just when it looks as though the celebration has finished and fans start to sit back down, Norton walks over to a busty blonde woman wearing a low-cut top. She reaches towards the woman, and they briefly hold hands before Norton places one hand on each of the fans' boobs.
I think this guy was whacking it while he wrote this.
He probably was.
Read that last two sentences. He looked like he was getting really into it.
This is for my fiction novel.
This is a nice little entry from a romance novel I've been writing. Go ahead, continue with the news, Andrew.
Let's see.
Go back 2 sentences. I need to hear it.
Thank you. Norton walks over to a busty blonde woman wearing a low-cut top. She reaches towards the woman, and they briefly hold hands.
Okay, so it sounds like he's writing some romance.
Yeah.
Maybe you can feel the electric shock between their touch.
He comes, the other one quivers.
Oh, just like that, huh?
Yeah.
She then runs.
She quivers softly as she smacks her buttocks.
We need to workshop this.
And whimpers.
And then
you went straight into the...
I'm just saying.
She whispers in her ear.
Yeah, I like that. I can get by that one. All right, what else does it say?
She then runs away, leaving the woman smiling.
Scampers away. A much better visual.
This guy was writing some serious pornography.
I then took out my dong.
Yeah. What else does it say, Andrew?
A shocked commentator can be heard saying, Norton is celebrating, and I don't think I've ever seen that move before.
Hey, speaking of that, did you guys hear about Rihanna? There was a sports announcer doing the NBA championship. And I don't know if it was LeBron. Maybe Tony can Google it.
Kevin Durant.
It was Kevin Durant. He did some fantastic play, but the sports announcer actually didn't report the play because Rihanna walked past the camera, and he was excited, and I started talking about Rihanna walking by. That would be me.
That's you.
I would lose my job.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, you guys see Rihanna?
You can see your tits online, you know that?
Guys, there's only 3 seconds left in the game. Yeah, but I know. But it's Rihanna. She just walked by. You guys see that?
Who cares about the score? It's Rihanna.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, yeah, 97-89. Whatever.
All right, what else does it say in the news, Andrew? Please,
the
continue.
LFL originated from the lingerie
No.
bowl.
What else does it say in the news?
I see.
Learn my cue words, okay, to move on.
Bill Maher apologizes.
Who?
Bill Maher?
All right.
Apologizes.
He actually does learn.
He apologized?
He apologizes for the use of racial slur on a real time. The HBO late-night host Bill Maher apologized on Saturday for using a racial epithet during an interview with Senator Ben Sasse, Republican of Nebraska, on a live broadcast of a show on Friday night. HBO denounced the remark as completely inexcusable and tasteless and said it would be edited out of future airings.
Nothing naughty has ever happened on HBO ever.
Yeah. Do we have the quote?
You know what? I don't think
You just
that
continue.
I know what it
Continue.
says.
It's down. If you scroll down farther,
It's
the quote's
down.
All right, we'll get there. Continue.
Shortly after 10 p.m. on Friday, Mr. Maher, the comedian and host of HBO's Real Time, was talking to Mr. Sass on his program about the boundaries between adolescence and maturity and how adults in California still dress up for Halloween. When Mr. Sass said this does not happen in his state, Mr. Maher said, "I've got to get to Nebraska more." Mr. Sass replied, "You're welcome. We'd love to have you work in the fields with us." Mr. Maher said, "Work in the fields? Senator, I'm a house nigger." No, it's a joke.
Oh. See, it's not funny.
That's not-
It's not funny. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's just not funny.
It only
Do
if
I
he said
think
it like if it was Steven in Django
right,
Unchained.
See, that would, even the tone. How was the tone said? Was the tone said funny?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got nothing on that.
It probably wasn't.
But
Let me
I
pull up
can't
the
imagine-
audio. Let me see if I can find it.
The way he says that, or the way it reads at least, I imagine that as his just quick, gut reactionary statement to the senator. I don't imagine that as Tony said, anything of merit or a well-crafted joke or something even topical to what he's talking about. That came out of left fucking field.
Yep.
I don't believe the senator he spoke to is
Hold
black.
on a second.
But wow, I got to get to Nebraska more. You're welcome. We'd love to have you work in the fields with us. Work in the fields? That's part of that. That's Senator. I'm a house nigger. No, it's a joke.
His audience was fine with it, and it was kind of funny.
That wasn't that bad, actually.
If you look at it the
I
way
completely take that back.
It's also in the way he said it, and also you look at his face. He was working. He
Now,
was
if-
working. I don't think he should be chastised over this.
Now, if he said it in blackface,
Exactly.
yeah,
I just take back what I said because the way he did
It's
that.
all about the context,
Yeah.
man. Do you remember when we were blasted for our Supernatural show?
Oh,
when,
yeah.
When it went all over the internet. I don't want to say it went viral, but it pretty went. It
For
went
us, it
damn
did.
close.
Yeah.
It was all over the place because we made a joke about. First off, it was completely innocent, and they alluded
Caitlyn
to
Jenner.
the fact that we were transphobic.
Yeah.
And I started laughing. I'm like, do you even know our show? If you
No.
knew us and our show, you would never even use that word with us. And they accused us of being transphobic. And not only that, they actually took our word, took the time to transcribe it
out,
up,
yeah.
and then tweeted it out to everybody saying, don't listen to them. This is what they talk about. And people start saying, yes, that's disgusting. They're horrible pigs. They're gross. They call us all these names.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, anything sounds horrible if it's taken out of context. Listen to the show, and I guarantee you will think it's funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be transphobic in the least. And I think that's the problem with this is people probably didn't pull up the audio and say, let me listen to this. And honestly, I don't say the N-word because I don't think it's appropriate for me and my show. Do I think it's wrong if white people say it in that context? No. And this is the reason why. Okay? It's within humor. If you're a racist bastard, you should be
Go fuck
smacked
yourself
around. If
then.
they're a public figure, they should be smacked around. Or fired. But in terms of the N-word being used in this type of setting, I can't really see the argument because we got to remember where the word has gained popularity from. It's from the black community. Rappers say it in their music.
All the time.
And predominantly the individuals who buy rap music, and everybody knows this, is young teenage white boys.
Yep.
Those are the predominant buyers of hip hop and rap music. Now, that's why when you have interviews with rappers and they are put on the spot and they're asked, hey, do you find it offensive when so-and-so uses the N-word? He's all like, I think they're stupid, but I don't care if he uses it. You know why? Because they're selling that word in their music. If all the rap community came together and said, hey, we're going to quit using this word because it's horrible and offensive, and then people kept using it, I might be on that side. But the fact that you're branding and marketing a lifestyle to white people, and then you're going to smack them around and shake your finger when they say it in a comedic context.
Yeah. And the context for that one saved the whole thing because it's the senator set him up and he's like, as he says, work in the fields. Like, do you realize what you just said?
Right. And it's very different from when Michael Richards said it. And because I said at the beginning of the show, Michael Richards, it wasn't funny. And it wasn't funny. Even the context wasn't good. It was, if you even
he
in the
just went off. His was a rant and like you said earlier, just a hateful kind of diatribe. Bill Maher's, you could tell, was at least pretty well thought out for that quick wit that he's known for. But this, I cannot remember his name. Seinfeld was he just was angry.
Yeah.
Shut up! 50 years ago, you had you upside down with a fucking fork up your ass!
See, that was angry.
Yeah.
Now, even that, the opening sentence, because they were heckling him, the black individuals in the crowd at Michael Richards' stand-up, they were heckling him. And you know what? We're in a comedy show.
You kind of have to take
the gloves are off. No, the gloves are off. And his first sentence is a little harsh.
No, I mean the audience has to be like, okay, it's
right,
right.
Right.
I'm the heckler.
Right. And with Michael Richards saying, what he said in that first sentence, it's a little harsh, but people laughed at it.
Yeah.
They got to laugh. Then he kept going, and it became very personal and racist. It was no longer
It wasn't just funny.
Yeah, it was no longer packaged behind the safety of comedy.
You can talk your brain now, motherfucker! Roll his ass out! He's a nigger! He's a nigger! He's a nigger!
That's where it just gets out of hand.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's like you said it 3 times and you're yelling it clearly with anger.
Yeah.
You're
That's
not trying to be
very,
funny.
very, very different from what Bill Maher did.
Yeah.
All right, what else does it say, Andrew?
Mr. Maher
and
said,
HBO having to come out. First off, let's remember Bill Maher. One more thing. I'm all about the freedom of speech and the freedom of the media on paid mediums. If we start censoring paid mediums like HBO, that's the worst thing that can happen.
That's terrible.
If he was saying this on NBC or CBS, I can understand people getting upset. This is on HBO. They air some pretty scandalous things.
What's happened in Game of Thrones? Oh, there's the incest?
The promotion of incest, ultra violence, murder and mayhem and rape. But
the
Bill
child
Maher
who stabbed out a dude's eyes? What about that episode?
And people are okay with that because it's entertainment. So people can say, well, it's packaged in an art package. It's just art. But Bill Maher is on the same network and does the exact same thing, just a different genre. He does the comedy genre. I just don't. I think it's very double standards and bias. And I've also defended Kathy Griffin with her thing. If it was funny, then why not cut Trump's head off? If it's funny and it's fake, go ahead. What else does it say?
Mr. Maher said Saturday in a statement, Friday nights are always my worst night of sleep because I'm reflecting on the things I should or shouldn't have said on my live show. Last night was a particularly long night as I regret the word I used in the banter of a live moment.
He shouldn't have apologized.
He never should. No
when you
comedian
apologize,
should apologize,
you lose
everything.
Yeah.
The word was offensive and I regret saying it and I am very sorry.
And now he's going to be very careful now when he writes his garbage.
Yep.
Do you really want comics doing that? No. You don't want comics thinking, wait a second, I might offend somebody. They don't need to be responsible. They're there for classic escapism and laughs. Go ahead. What else? Give it to me. Come on.
HBO issued its own statement on Saturday saying, Bill Maher's comment last night was completely inexcusable and tasteless. We are removing this deeply offensive comment from any subsequent airings of the show.
Yeah, let's censor paid television. Go ahead. Go ahead, HBO. Do it.
The episode comes
What about the incest scene between Cersei and her brother? Are you going to censor that next if people start complaining about it? Did you guys censor? Did they censor out the Bush decapping? But George Bush? Tony, do you know if they took that out of Game of Thrones?
No,
they did not.
It's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
The episode comes at a highly charged political moment, and at the time when comedians are facing increased scrutiny for the political content of their material.
Whatever. Suck a dick.
Everyone shut up.
Go
Fuck
ahead.
off.
Last month, Stephen Colbert, the host of The Late Show on CBS, was criticized for using a crude monologue joke he made that implied a sexual relationship.
You know what? You got to, first off, and one more thing, in justification of Bill Maher and Steve Colbert, which we already know I don't like him. I think he's kind of silly. However, to come to their defense here, I don't know what I was going to say again. Go ahead, Andrew. What else does it say?
And this week, CNN ended its association with Kathy Griffin, the comedian and co-host of its annual New Year's Eve program, after she appeared in a photograph holding what looked like Mr. Trump's bloody, decapitated head. Mr. Maher was swiftly condemned for his remark in posts and comments that reverberated on social media in the minutes and hours after the interview. Delray McKesson.
Stop reading. Stop doing what social media and the angry people on the internet tell you to do. Stop having your entire network, all your celebrities, everything you work for held for ransom by some fucking people who will not matter tomorrow.
Exactly.
Just stop. God damn it.
Go ahead, Andrew.
DeRay McKesson, a prominent activist for the Black Lives Matter movement, wrote on his Twitter account, "But really, Bill Maher has got to go."
This is, you know what? You got to remember Bill Maher and Steve Colbert. They're on your team. It's kind of what I say about myself. Like, don't get mad at me when I say the 3-letter F word or I drop an N-bomb if I do that. Because guess what? I think if you listen to the show, you know I'm on your team. I'm for equal rights. I'm for dual bathrooms. I'm for transgender rights. I'm for gay marriage. I'm for the freedom of religion and loving Jesus Christ. I'm for what you want to do. So why are you going to come at me? And that's the same thing with Steve Colbert. He's obviously a liberal.
Yeah.
Bill Maher is libertarian with left leanings. I mean, they're on your team, and now you're going to belittle them for
one word,
for comedy. When they are on your team, they're fighting for you. If Pat Robinson got on the microphone and he dropped the N-bomb, the 3-letter F word that I said last week. Yes, I remember because I got complaints when I said the 3-letter F word. Yes, and now I'm censoring myself. God damn it! But if Pat Robertson did it, it would be different because the context would be completely.
Why aren't these
different.
People shouting for Pat Robinson to be taken off the air?
Because
that's
I'm too
your
old.
Fucking enemy.
I'm too old. I'm going to die soon anyways, is what they figure.
Yeah, and yet another deal with the devil, he gets another 10 years.
Yes.
He's really 805, guys.
Mm-hmm. And I suck dick to keep young. That's the real truth. That's why I'm against gays. Secretly,
you want all the dick for yourself.
I want all the dick for myself. I want people to not be gay so I can be the only one sucking dick because it makes me young. I call it the Jesus devil juice because it's good and evil. I rub it in my skin and I get younger. I'm really 900 years old. You're right.
Yeah, you look great for 900.
I do. Thanks to penis. The ladies, help Michael out. Go ahead.
Jack Posobiec.
Are we still on this one? Can we go to the next one?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's what a defiant Kathy Griffin said.
Just go ahead.
Said at her Trump news conference. Spoiler, she's not backing down.
Yeah.
If Kathy Griffin wanted people to leave her alone after the photo of her holding a decapitated head in the likeness of President Trump blew up in her face earlier this week, she did little to accomplish that. And at a news conference she held on Friday with the help of 2 attorneys. Stating up front that she was extremely nervous and therefore likely to crack jokes, the 56-year-old comic...
Well, that's what you do, right?
The 56-year-old comic talked about getting death threats, a call from the Secret Service, and losing her work over her artistic statement.
Artistic statement. I want to be fair to her, but I don't understand what statement she was trying to make. She's a comic. She's not a known activist, is she?
No. To my knowledge,
she's a comic that is not very liberal to begin with. If you look at some of her history, she's going to become one now to play the game.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Andrew.
She flipped from fighting for her rights to fighting tears and back again, as she accused the Trump family of bullying her.
And it's not about being a woman. I know I see a lot of posts like that saying, people had this reaction because of her being a woman. In fact, her lawyer used that during the press conference, that there has been plenty of male counterparts who have said things recently that have not come under the same scrutiny. I said, well, a lot of them are using it in music. You kind of get a pass in music. It's kind of the rule of the land. Unfortunately, she did something that was out of her wheelhouse that wasn't funny. Kathy Griffin isn't known for political satire. She's known for a dry sense of humor that's really not funny.
She's just not funny.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. Bottom line. Go ahead, Andrew.
Here are a few more scintillating quotes from the conference, which was streamed live on Facebook. I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. He's a bully. I've dealt with older white guys trying to keep me down my whole life. My whole career.
Yep. She went to her PR department and they found the right hot button words to create and invoke sympathy. Evoke.
I'm a woman in a very male-dominated field. He picked the wrong redhead. I'm going to
He didn't pick anybody. You did, Kathy. You started the fight. You started the fight. That's why I'm laughing at the thing she's saying. He's a bully. Yeah. You started the fight.
He's a bully because I deliberately chopped his head off. Wait, shit, I didn't think that one through.
I'm going to make fun of the president, and I'm going to make fun of him more now.
You should make fun of him. Make fun of him. Make sure it's funny.
Exactly. Say, make actual fun of.
Yeah.
I've had everybody turn on me, and I just want to make people laugh.
Well, try to be funny. How about you get in a time machine and take comedy classes?
Also, maybe we don't go with the whole chopping of heads off because, a certain group we're against in a certain country seems to favor that. So maybe we stay away from that concept. Just a thought.
I don't think I'll have a career after this. I'm going to be honest.
You didn't really have a career to begin with.
Well, she herself would always refer to herself as a D-list celebrity.
In fact, didn't she have a show called that?
Yeah, My Life on the D-list.
Yeah.
So guess what letters after D?
She's on the Z-list now.
Cut the crap. This wouldn't be happening to a guy. This is a woman thing.
It's not.
No,
because
it's not.
People have a very short memory. Eminem, back in 2004, 2005, came out with a song called We as Americans, where he talks about killing the president. He'd rather see the president dead. He was arrested and sent with what are those little letters they give people? The
cease and desist.
Secret Service. Secret Service showed up at his door, investigated him for months. Then he came out with a song on his follow-up single or his album called Mosh Pit, and the whole entire song is about uniting the government against uniting all of the people of America and to wage war against the current administration and the White House. In fact, in the music video, you have all these hundreds of characters marching to the White House with flags, protesting. And he talks about going against our government and taking the president down. Yeah. And guess what? He was again visited by the Secret Service. He had to go to court. He had to justify his lines. He's the fucking
president. What do you expect to happen?
Unfortunately, in this country, we have propped up this president to be a god. That's just how it is. And he gets thousands of death threats every minute, whether it's Obama or
some
Trump,
person on their Twitter.
And they have to take these things serious. It's no attack against Kathy Griffin. The difference, though, if you listen to Eminem's way he said it, is it was through, again, an artistic medium of expression, which is music. I fail to see her expression in a still photograph that's not connected to anything. She could say it's her art, but what was your message before that? Do you have a record of doing this type of comedy? Are you a political satirist? Is this what you do? No.
Nope.
You don't do this type of stuff.
If it was Louis Black, I could see it.
Yeah.
Because he's known for his political comments.
Yeah. It's all about how it's done. You could do anything. You could behead Trump, a fake Trump, and do the thing you do, but it has to be in the right setting. It has to be done correctly for it to go over well. And again, quite frankly, it just wasn't done correctly. Can we go to the next news topic, please?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. Please, hurry.
Wonder Woman screening suspended.
No.
Too much of this bullshit.
Too much of this
Too much of angry people for no fucking reason.
First off, really fast, what they wanted the Lebanon banned Wonder Woman. This is why that side of the country breeds a lot of radicals that want to kill women and kill people and have, horrible deaths. Enjoy a hot woman on your screen. No, we don't want to see her. Allah, get rid of her. She's way too hot. I can't take it. Jesus. I don't understand this.
Done, dude. I'm so burnt out on this nonsense.
Yeah, it's an amazing movie. Go ahead.
To the next topic or continue with Wonder Woman?
God damn it.
Whatever topic you wanted to do, Andrew. You pick. Dealer's choice. How do you like that?
Astronauts.
How do you like
thank
that?
you.
No, he can't do it, Mike. I'm just taking control on this one. Talk about astronauts.
Mars astronauts face double the cancer risks as previously estimated.
I'm sensing anal sex remedy, possibly, Andrew, on Mars.
The radiation risk for a manned Mars mission would already be dangerously high, but the damage to cells that are next to heavily damaged cells may double the estimated risk.
May dabble?
Devil?
May double.
Made devil eggs. The demons made devil eggs on Mars?
What else? What does it say?
The cancer risk for a human mission to Mars may be double what was previously expected, says a new study that is partly based on studying tumors in mice.
All right.
Astronauts are exposed to radiation from galactic cosmic rays when
Fantastic
they travel
Four.
outside the protective shield of the Earth's magnetic field.
They think it's cancer, but it's actually like a mutant
Super
ability.
fucking powers.
Yeah. Don't fight it, guys. Don't fight it.
These cosmic rays, which originate from the shock waves of star explosions or supernovas, can disrupt the bonds inside human cells, leading to DNA damage and mutation.
X-Men.
See? Don't fight against mutation.
They're trying to scare us from going to Mars
Yeah.
because then we'll have a superior superhuman race.
We'll become Superman,
Yeah.
essentially. That's what they're afraid of.
Yeah.
You'll become Kal-El. Please do not go to Mars, everybody. Stay on Earth. Be normal. We can control you and get mad about screenings and hot
Those
women.
titties.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Exploring Mars will require missions of 900 days or longer.
I want to send Andrew there.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought I had claim on that.
No, I don't want you to get cancer. I want Andrew to get cancer. And leave.
Okay.
That's
Missions-
horrible.
What if he comes back with superpowers, though? That would suck
Oh,
for
yeah.
us.
That's true.
Missions of 900 days.
I have the power to come out of the closet finally, everybody. I'm full-on gay, man. Dun, 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 dun.
You need to have more flair in how you said that.
Oh, man. Go ahead.
Requires missions of 900 days or longer and includes more than 1 year in deep space, where exposures to all energies of galactic cosmic rays, heavy ions are unavoidable. Says the lead.
Next news topic. What?
Sure.
Feels like I'm watching an episode of Star Trek.
Space is dangerous.
Yeah.
The
No one.
news.
Why? I don't even know why I put that there. I must have not been concentrating. Go ahead.
Seth Rogen criticizes Sony Pictures' plan to release clean versions of films.
I heard about this. This
Yeah.
is fucking dumb.
It's kind of weird.
Seth Rogen has criticized a new Sony Pictures initiative to make
Uh-huh.
family-friendly versions of its films available to viewers.
How about you guys just make more family-friendly movies?
in general, and double your profits.
No, it's too much work. It's too
Sony's-
much work. You're asking just too much of us.
I have to make 2 movies?
Oh, man.
Ugh.
Go ahead.
Sony's Clean Version initiative allows home entertainment customers to
Clean
purchase...
version initiative. What is this, like an X-Men movie?
It will be sterilized.
Yeah. Clean movie initiative.
allows home
Commence.
entertainment customers to purchase films that have been edited for broadcast television and in-flight entertainment systems.
Okay, I understand the in-flight thing because, they've been doing that for years, but actually having an initiative to start censoring people's movies so you can make a bit more of a buck on the same movie to an audience that normally wouldn't watch it because of the severe violence, just make more movies. I don't understand why you guys want to do that.
Because they can sell the same
Across
thing
the board.
twice.
It's silly. It's silly, and you're messing up the art. And what you're going to see is a lot of people not wanting to put certain movies on Sony's banner.
That's too much common sense.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Under
Andrew.
the scheme, scenes of graphic violence, offensive language, sexual innuendo, and other adult content,
also known as fun,
Yeah.
will be censored or removed from some PG-13 and R-rated movies.
to make everything dull and gray and bland for the sheep to eat from the trough. Fuck that.
So far, clean versions of 24 films, including Captain Phillips, Step Brothers, and the Spider-Man movies, have
What
been
did you have
made
to cut from
available.
Spider-Man?
Jesus.
No, seriously.
When
what
he
the
shot his
fuck?
web.
It's all censored.
That
It's all pixelated.
resembles coming.
excrements.
Yeah, we can't put that on there.
He
Let's
just
go
goes
censor
to punch, and then it shows just a picture of a koala
Yeah.
for half a minute.
that. When him and Kirsten Dunst, kissed upside down, that's obviously
You'd see-
it's obviously a poetic attempt to say 69 sexual position is okay, and it's not to certain people. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. It's stupid.
Fucking
I mean, there was also a little organization that you guys might have heard of about 200 or 300 years ago called the Vatican that also tried to censor art.
Yeah.
So it can make it more clean for broader audiences. And look how that worked out. Millions of people dead.
You killed Galileo. Good fucking job, Sony.
We did censor people. I need to get my Pope voice. It's slightly different than
Pat Robertson.
Pat. Let me
Just
get,
a
hold
bit.
on. Welcome, everybody. Never mind. I can't get it. Go ahead.
Rogan criticized the initiative on Twitter. Holy shit, please don't do this to our movies. Thanks. The actor, who has made adult-themed comedies such as Knocked Up and Sausage Party, has produced and appeared in a number of Sony Pictures films.
Yeah.
In one of the most notorious of these was The Interview, a satire about North Korea that prompted a cyber attack on the film studio.
Funny movie. Did you see it, Thomas?
Which one? Sausage Party?
No, the North Korea movie.
The
No,
Interview.
I didn't. I tried.
Actually pretty funny.
I tried, dude. I could not get through
Oh,
it.
you see, it reminds me of the old school 80s comedy. That's why I liked it a lot. It
maybe.
had that 80s flair to it. Go ahead.
None of Rogan's films have been included in the initiative, but the studio's website states that additional clean versions of films will be made available in
I
the
don't know.
future.
Please stop.
I think it's silly.
It's nonsense.
Hey, let Disney
Just
do
a
the clean
smile.
stuff. Let them do that. All
Yeah,
right, they
they
got it
already
covered.
do.
They got it covered. Sony, go ahead, go.
The initiative is the first attempt by a major studio to offer censored versions of its films. However, some third-party streaming services,
Non-director's cuts.
including ClearPlay, VidAngel, and PureFlix, have provided their own filtered versions of the movies.
It's kind of like when Blockbuster released the pirates porn.
Yeah.
And I was like, I rented it as a curiosity. And I was like, this is no fun. There's literally nothing in this. We don't watch pirates porn for the story.
No.
But you try to release a version with no sex? Come on.
No point.
Yeah.
You just why am I watching this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Such services are controversial in Hollywood. Last year, Warner Brothers,
course it is.
Disney, and 20th Century Fox won an injunction against VidAngel that ordered its closure. In February, ClearPlay stopped providing edited versions of movies to their customers. CEO Matt Jarman said the issue would be resolved later this year.
I mean, they do, another side of the argument is they have done it with music for years.
Sure.
Like rap music, you can go to the store and buy the edited version.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is an argument to be made. I just don't think this is the direction we should be going.
I don't think we should.
This day and age. Like, we're trying to be, we're trying to progress in life and not be so, like, with,
We're not trying to go back to the 50s.
Yeah, we don't.
Or
Yeah.
the Victorian era where you can't say anything.
Right.
And just because the music industry used to do that, just because
They still do it.
The reason I've never believed, well, that's how we've always done it, is an excuse to make things continuously shittier.
Yeah. And the music, again, I get it for certain exhibition formats. Like if you're at a gym and you're playing the hip hop channel and there's all types of people in your gym, then it's the respectful thing to do to have a version that doesn't have all the cursing in it,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andrew. Next topic, please. Get me out of this.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Former Army Ranger says celebs' reaction to Manchester show their bulletproof bubble.
What?
That was butchered. That's my apologies. A former Army Ranger states celebs' reaction to the Manchester show their bulletproof bubble.
That wasn't better.
It wasn't any better. A former Army Ranger who fought in Afghanistan sounded off this morning on what celebrities are saying after the Manchester concert bombing. Singer Katy Perry said after the attack.
Katy.
I know.
Motherfucker.
Said after the attack, the greatest thing we can do is unite as a people and love on each other.
Yeah, let's unite. Let's unite as a people and love on each other while I'm wearing a vest under my dress. So you obviously know the world's unsafe, but you're telling everybody else to love each other. Why don't you
Unlock
start
your doors,
that?
drop your pants,
Yeah.
let it all happen.
Yeah, these people don't live in a real world.
They just don't.
Yeah,
the sentiments were
just skip this topic because I don't want to get upset.
I'm already there,
especially because I love Katy Perry. I don't want to get mad at her.
Well, how about a burrito shop closing after being accused of cultural appropriation?
Oh my God!
Well, who chose these news topics? These are all I'm getting angry.
Just 1 week after Cook's Burrito.
All I give
Portland,
a fuck about a burrito place is it tasty? Are the burritos good? If yes, stay open.
Was featured in a profile for a local publication, Willamette Week. The pop-up Mexican food cart has closed down amid accusations that they ripped off their recipes.
Oh my God! Hola, you stole my recipe for tamale. What do you mean?
The same four.
What do you mean?
Ingredients.
It's masa, potatoes, meat, and green beans. That's mine. That's everybody's. One. You want to get mad over me stealing ingredients? Why don't you get mad about stealing everyone's name? How many wands do we need?
The difference between same ingredients because it's a fucking burrito and the Colonel Sanders special chicken. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Callie Wilgus and Liz Elsie Connolly, the two white women who started Cooks
And there it is.
earlier this year, have been accused of stealing their techniques from the tortilla ladies of Puerto Nuevo, Mexico.
I don't care.
I mean, don't they have food channels teaching you how to cook with certain types of ingredients? So are they going to say that they need to be shut down because they're stealing ingredients because they watch a TV show? Guess what? This isn't corporate espionage. There is no
Mexican fucking burrito.
This isn't like Mexican Tom Cruise cabling in from the roof of the burrito store trying to steal your fucking ingredients. I am Ethan Wan. I'm here to steal your recipes on this knock list.
Mike.
Do not let the knock list get out in the open. It has all of our burrito ingredients. This knock list. Oh my God, they use queso. Holy shit, hombres.
You know what's in their tacos? Also cheese.
Let's write
That's
this
all
down.
this is.
Yeah.
Connolly told Willamette Week that they gathered their recipes and tortilla making processes during
From
a
Google.
holiday road trip to the Baja California village. I picked the brains of every tortilla lady there in the worst broken Spanish ever, and they showed me a little bit of what they did, she told the site. They told us the basic ingredients. And we saw them moving and stretching the dough similar to how pizza makers do before rolling it out with pins.
All right, Chucky. Your mission, if you choose to accept, is to go into that burrito cart over there, grab their ingredients, come back, and we'll start making these burritos. Do you accept your mission?
I accept this mission.
Look out. Make sure I need a whole new menu. So fine, I need carne asada, tacos, tamales, and the rice milk as well. Get the ingredients for the rice milk, the horchata. I need that as well.
You ready? I got this. I got the list. You want to know what it is?
Yes.
Rice and milk.
Yeah.
Also cinnamon.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm moving into the kitchen now. Looks like there's some sort of dough.
Yeah.
Tortilla shaped.
I mean, listen, Mexicans out there.
Everybody out
we
there.
already know what's in your food, okay? Lard, flour, and corn.
And cheese.
And cheese. You're not exactly lighting the world on fire in terms of gourmet cooking.
Jesus Christ. Can we move away from this one?
Beans, rice, and carne seca. That's it. It's very simple. How do you cook it? Well done.
With heat.
With a little bit of chili sauce. Guess what? Hot sauce and cheese is the secret ingredient, people. That's ridiculous.
Dude, this is insanity. This is the world we live in.
God damn it.
Their burrito is the same as mine.
All right.
Okay.
What else does it say?
In the profile, which ran on May 16th, Connolly also claimed that when the Mexican cooks wouldn't give up their trade secrets, she and Wilgus
extorted them, right? That's what she repelled in through the rafters.
Well, the papas con queso and chili needs to be, cooked for about 5-6 minutes.
Is it 5 or 6? Is it fucking 5 or 6?
Hey, don't write that down. Don't write that down, eh?
You told me I could.
No. Secret. No other Mexicans know.
Just say 5. Fuck
That
it.
we
We'll
use-
just say 5.
Never mind. This world, I don't want to live in it anymore.
I've given up. This episode alone of Rain Man News has made me give up. Jesus Christ.
Radio has changed our lives and possibly saved our lives.
Oh yeah! I want to tell you about it.
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas, produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production. For all things Rain Man, go to rainmanshow.com.